Yes, people, welcome back to the Big Steve Show on City Extra. Hugh, how we doing, mate? Okay.
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Crazy weekend over Manchester. I stayed in Salford on Saturday night for the first time ever, right
Oh
beside
yeah.
Old Trafford. But it was all right, man. I'm feeling good. You?
Yeah, not bad. Obviously, big game at the weekend. Avoided defeat. Didn't get the 3 points. Came out the game a little bit disappointed. I've got to admit that we didn't win the game. I thought we did enough to win it. We dominated it. I think Liverpool are the happier team out of the two. Two draws on the spin. Chelsea away, madness. Liverpool at home, madness. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, the Chelsea one was just a crazy game in its own right, wasn't it? It was one of those nights. But I thought we played a lot better against Liverpool. I really did. I came out of that game. It felt a bit like a loss. I'm not at panic stations, or I'm not stressing too badly because I think Liverpool are going to be well up there. I think they are a very good team, and they're only really getting going. But I think in the context of that 90 minutes, I thought we played them off the park. I thought we dominated the game. I thought we played the better football, but we just weren't clinical enough. I don't know what it was. We just weren't clinical enough. It was a weird day all around, mate. It was a weird day. You know what I mean? I got to the stadium at about 25 past 12, 5 minutes to kick off, and I knew the atmosphere was a bit weird. There was something off. It was I don't know, was it the early kickoff? I don't know what it is that does that, but it just felt like, I don't know for you, because I know you're up in a different section, but it just felt like a weird day all around.
Yeah, well, when I do my things for City, I told them that on a match day, really, I don't want to really be in the studio. They asked me to do it. I'd never done it before. I thought, you know what, I'll do it. I enjoyed it. I was in with David James and Charlie Adam. Big shout out to them too. I held my own. Me and David James had a couple of little run-ins over the Akanji goalkeeper situation, but I enjoyed it. But yeah, when the team come out, the first noticeable thing was Grealish was ill. I spoke to his dad at the game. I seen him just in passing, and he said that he'd woke up with a fever. He was shivery and that he had to go back to bed. Looking around the team, the squad, didn't think it was a bad lineup. You know what I mean? Back four, Nathan Ake up against Salah. Wasn't really worried about that. Nathan's got a lot of experience. Akanji, Diaz, and Walker. Worrying a little bit about Akanji dropping in midfield because at Chelsea I thought he didn't do it that well. Midfielder Rodri, Bernardo, and Alvarez just behind the front man, and then Doku, Haaland, and Foden. Like you said, we started off well. We controlled the game possession-wise. We're creating chances. Doku was roasting Trent on that right-hand side of Liverpool there, the left-hand side of City, and we looked like we were knocking on the door. We got our noses in front. Bit of a mad assist from Nathan Ake. And then after that, I don't know about you, but I was relaxed. I thought, you know what? They don't look like they're troubling us. I think Nathan was played up against Salah. Nunes was like non-existent. The midfield battle, I thought we were winning, even though I feel sometimes we're a man light in midfield because Alvarez, is more offensive than defensive. But I didn't think we were struggling at half-time, 1-0 up, surely to God. We must have thought, we're going to win this.
I thought after that first goal, the floodgates would open, just because the nature of the game and the way the game was going. I really thought we were going to go and hit them for 2, 3, or 4. Could be an absolutely fantastic day. Like as you kind of touched on there, Doku I thought was excellent, and I want to have a chat about Doku and the Doku versus Trent one, because I'm getting a lot of flack from rival fans on Twitter for saying that I felt Doku got the better of Trent. I really did. I thought Doku, like, the thing with Doku is he's still really young. He's still really raw. He still has a lot to learn. And I felt in the 1v1 battle, Doku was winning, but Doku was just letting himself down with that kind of final ball, which is something he'll pick up over time. But if you're going to talk about attacker versus defender, for me, I thought Doku was a constant threat. And particularly in that first half, because it was right in front of me in the South Stand, I was watching the way Trent was squaring up with him, and you could see Klopp was sending other.
Gone in mute mode.
Sorry, my mic went there. My mic, it might be a bit bad for a sec, but yeah, Klopp was sending other players.
Mic gone again. Oh,
fucking hell. You
No,
talk
with me,
Doku.
I thought Doku was a bit like a speedboat with no driver, full flow. You know what I mean? Got to the final third. I thought when he should have maybe dinked it, he hit it low. When he should have maybe hit it low, he dinked it. When he should have shot, he didn't. When he shouldn't have shot, he did. It's just decision making. He's got the pace, the ability. He's electrifying. And put it this way, Liverpool played Trent, and Trent's been coming into midfield, yeah, and getting on the ball a lot. He didn't come into midfield a lot because he couldn't, because Jeremy had him pinned out there all the time. He roasted him. You know. But the final product of Jeremy lets him down. You know what I mean? There was a good shot, a good cross he put across for Alvarez, which blazed over the bar. And other than that, a couple of block shots, and he was dangerous, but he's just very raw. I think the word is raw. He's electrifying. You know, he does give us that mad extra attacking. He's a bit like, I don't know, he's a bit like that St. Maximin at the minute at Newcastle. He's just sort of legging it all over the place, and I think Pep's just letting him do his thing.
But he's a constant problem, though, isn't he? Like he was a constant problem for Liverpool's defense, and I think a lot of people are unfairly suggesting that he wasn't, and because Trent scored the goal, that all of a sudden means Trent won the battle between those two. I think Doku came out the better man in that battle, but as you say, Doku's final ball is what stopped him having a 10 out of 10 performance. You know what I mean? If Doku's final ball, let's say his shot choice or his type of cross he put in was better, Doku would have just been simply unstoppable, because whenever Doku went on the outside of Trent, or even did that little shimmy he has, Trent didn't know what to do with him. I think Trent's 1v1 defending is lacking. And you're right, he had to stay back because he couldn't go into midfield, because if he let Doku go, all hell would have broken loose, and we saw it a few times.
Yeah, we did. And like you say, Jeremy, he's getting better and better every game. I think he's dangerous. I think the fans love him and that. The Alvarez situation for me, though, I spoke about it a couple of weeks ago. People didn't understand what I was trying to say when I was saying we seem to shoehorn Alvarez in the team, which is fine. But offensively, he's great. But defensively, when that midfield is getting stretched, he's in and around there, but he's not doing anything for me in there. I think he needs a rest. I think he needs pulling out of the firing line a little bit. I think he needs to maybe have a couple of games on the bench and come on late on for Erling and play it up the top. I'd like to see Núñez, if he was fit, in the midfield. There's got to be a reason why we've bought him. So a Bernardo Silva, Rodri, Núñez midfield, for me, I'd like to see that. I think it brings a lot of energy. I think Núñez, what I've been told off Núñez, I spoke to someone last week before his injury, who's in the training game there, and he said, looks $1 million on the training pitch, looks outstanding, great attitude, coming in different. He said his actual words was, mark my words, in a few months' time, everyone will be waxing lyrical about Núñez. So that gave me a bit of hope. But yeah, I just think Alvarez, we don't want to burn him out. You know what I mean? He's played a lot of football, considering what he did last year. Maybe pull him out the firing line. Maybe give Rico a little go in there. I don't know what you think about that.
I think Alvarez's performance is a product of our thin squad. I think this notion that that City have 2 and 3 11s that could go win the Premier League is absolute rubbish.
Myth.
I think if you look at our bench on the weekend, I think our only attacking outlet we had was Oscar Bob. You could argue Rico Lewis, but the only out-and-out attacker that we had on the bench was Oscar Bob. I think if we had a bigger squad, Alvarez doesn't start that game. He was playing midweek against Brazil for Argentina. He only got back, something like 48 hours before the Liverpool game. And I've always been very consistent with Alvarez in that midfield role. While he was great at the start of the season, and I still think he is great, but his natural instinct, it's similar to Erling's. He wants to be close to goal. He wants to be in and around the box. He's got that, that predator mindset. He wants to bag goals. His natural instinct at his young age right now anyway isn't to be scanning the pitch, isn't to be picking out passes, isn't to be dictating the flow of the game. He wants to be a problem for centre halves, and he wants to be getting off shots. So it's not natural for Alvarez to be in the midfield. You know what I mean? It'll look night and day when you see Kevin De Bruyne come back almost like a brand new player in January, hopefully, and he slots into the midfield. But for right now, I think you're right. It's shoehorning. It's shoehorning Alvarez, because for me, we don't have many other options. It's not a bad option, Alvarez, but we don't really have other options. Like the Núñez one, I'm a fan of Núñez.
What about Grealish in the 10? We said it weeks ago on here. Grealish in the 10. Doku on the left, Foden on the right, Haaland up front, Rodri and Bernardo behind Jack Grealish in the 10. I think that works, me. I think that's exciting. I think you've got everything. Jack can keep it ticking along nice. He can interchange. He can get round Doku on that left-hand side if he needs to. You know, he can end up on the right if he needs to, and Foden can come in the middle if he needs to. I think it's versatile. We did see it at the end of one of the games. It might have been Bournemouth where Jack sort of had a last 10 minutes in the middle. And
it was Young Boys, wasn't it? Young Boys at home.
Yeah, I thought maybe we're onto something. But yeah, when you looked at the
I'd like to see it, because I think something that Jack has as a midfield prospect that Alvarez doesn't is when you see Jack, particularly last season, and he was kind of dropping deep and picking up the ball, he has a great ability to carry the ball and bring the ball forward and break lines and big strides and that kind of thing. And he'll either make something happen off the back of it or else he gets fouled. So it's kind of a win-win. Yeah. I'd like to see it. I'd really like to see Jack Grealish in the midfield.
No, but I was in the box on that match day live, and the question at half time was, what do you think, Steve? Is there anyone on the substitute bench we can bring in to change the game? And it caught me off guard because already in my mind I'd been thinking bench is not up to it. And I sort of swerved it and went, I think we're doing all right at the minute. I don't think he needs to change it. But that's because I looked at the bench and I thought there's nothing filling me full of Guardiola, Stones not fit, Bob, Rico Lewis, and Calvin Phillips. What is he there? Tell me. We've shown all our cards on the pitch. There was nothing there to bring on. Oscar Bob is too young to go in a game like that for me. But this myth about this squad, it's a myth. January, in my opinion, if Calvin Phillips leaves, we need to get a couple of players in. If this betting scandal has dropped off Paqueta, go and get him. If we get the left back from Boca Juniors, I believe he's going to Leicester on loan. I think we just need a few more bodies in there. I think we're looking light.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, on Saturday, a massive, I think, swing in the favour of Liverpool to get that point was they were able to unload their bench. They were able to bring on your Harvey Elliott's. They were able to bring on the Gravenbergs, whereas we were kind of confined in an attacking sense to what we had on the pitch. You know what I mean? Like I said, Oscar Bob, he's only young. He's only, 18? You're not going to look at him and say he's going to come on and take the game to Liverpool or he's going to make something happen. He's young. He's not ready for that. You don't put that kind of pressure on him. I agree. I think in January, there probably needs to be some business. We've got a lot of money in the pot as of right now, I believe. We've just turned over record revenue. That Paqueta, massive fan of Paqueta. I think him under Pep Guardiola could be a scary, scary product. And he's that kind of creative force. He knows how to run a midfield that maybe Alvarez doesn't right now because it's not Alvarez's thing. I don't even know who else you look at, but I think squad depth, especially if we're going to be competing in the Champions League in the latter stages, it's going to be something that's needed because you can't be, if you look at, say, the month of March, I believe we have United at home, we've Liverpool away, I think we've Arsenal at home, and there's potentially Champions League quarterfinals all in there as well. How do you plan on doing all of that with what we have available right now? And that's before you take into account any injuries down the line.
No, I agree. I think we're light. And then I'm looking at the under 23s. I don't think there's anyone really else on the fringe of the squad. I think the under 23s are more like the 18s that have moved up. So there's nobody on the fringes really. Obviously, we let Cole Palmer go. We let Riyad go.
Cole Palmer would have got a game on Saturday.
Yeah, Laporte go. This is what I'm saying. We brought good money in for a few of them. So, in my opinion, yeah, there's a bit of money burning a hole. I think we're going to have to pull the trigger on someone. I have watched a City thing once before where Tixie and that said, if you buy in January, it's because something went wrong or you didn't prepare proper. I don't think we didn't prepare. I just think we're light. I just think we're looking at the squad now, especially when one player can affect the whole team. Like as soon as Rodri went out, we lost 3 games. Do you know what I mean? It's things like that we can't have to happen. I know we got KDB to come back long term, which will be like a massive signing. But, we look at the bench and you're putting 2 goalkeepers on there. Some weeks we're not naming a full bench. It's weird. You know what I mean? For a team like Man City, it's weird. I know he prefers this small squad, but I think we need bodies. I think we need bodies in there. So, like tomorrow night, Leipzig at home. you qualified. That's the game for me, where you test it out, you mix it up a little bit, you get people involved. Oscar Bob, let him start. Do you know what I mean? People like that. Calvin Phillips, give him a game if we need to, but he probably won't. He'll probably play everyone like he always does. You know what I mean?
I think it should be a bit like the Centurion season. I don't think it's a bad reflection on the summer you've had or the build up to the season just because you go out and have to do a bit of business. Because you can't
No.
prepare for injuries, you can't prepare for these kind of things. Like, how could we have prepared for Rodri to be out for 3 games? How could we have prepared for Stones to be out most of the season? How could we prepare for Kevin De Bruyne to be out until 2024? You can't. If you remember the Centurion season, I believe in January, didn't we sign Laporte? And we signed one or two others.
Rodri's on. It gets a yellow card. He's banned again.
Well, that's coming. That's coming inevitably. So at that point, who plays in the number 6? Who
he's getting booked against Villa, and he misses Luton. I'm telling you now, that's what's happening.
Scripted.
Because I just think that's what he's got to do to get it away. I don't know when they reset, but you know, if he gets, we don't want him missing Villa or Spurs. You know, we don't want him missing Villa if he gets booked at Spurs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a bit weird, man. But like I say, he was on a tightrope at weekend in that midfield. It was hard, and him and Bernardo Silva for me was great. I thought he was dropping deep in them little pockets. I thought Edison's kicking was good. He was finding him and that. But like you say, we Doku's got down that line, crossed it second half. Haaland shot, great save by Alisson. That goes in, it's 2-0 game over. They go up the other end and score. And then I think both teams then just basically looked at each other, shown each other too much respect, and the game just petered out to a 1-1.
Yeah, no, I kind of felt that in the second half, that we kind of took our foot off the gas. I thought we were stronger and more threatening in the first half than we were in the second. I don't know, again, is that a testament to our lack of firepower on the bench? Because if you look at, say, last season, you could have brought on like a Riyad Mahrez. Do you know what I mean? Someone like that who'll come on and he'll take the game to Liverpool and impact that second half when you need it. But no, it was tough, man. It was tough. It was one of those days. I thought Phil Foden was a bit inactive in the second half. I thought he didn't impose himself enough.
He's up against Simicast. He should be relishing that. Give me the ball. Let me go at this Simicast. But he didn't. This is what I'm saying. And to top it all off, you've got Pep turning around to the Tunnel Club and saying, where's the atmosphere? Where's the atmosphere? Now, I've done a video on my own channel about this afternoon. Part of me thinks he needs to stop doing that and throwing us under the bus, because the ones that do sing, the South Stand and the corner near the away fans that do get behind the team, every game get in there and sing the bollocks off, it's disrespectful to us, right? If you've got a problem with a Tunnel Club, then talk about it in an interview. Say the people behind us, the corporate situation behind us is not good enough or whatever it is. If you want a reaction, in my opinion, get a message onto the pitch to Ruben Diaz or Rodri, and when they go over to one of the stands, get them to do it. Not you, get them to do it. Because if Ruben Diaz goes like that, come on, let's get the atmosphere going, it just looks like the players are getting the crowd up. If Pep says it, every rival fan is on your case. Look at your manager, he thinks you're shit. Your manager said this, your manager said that, your manager's done that. You don't understand. But part of me, the stadium is a corporate bowl now. Soriano and his boys, they're getting the revenue up. They're making it a fantastic, magical experience. They're selling tickets to corporate people. There's people turning up in the South Stand now with iPads stood there. I seen a person in the Tunnel Club playing Sudoku while the fucking game was on. Yeah. If that's what you want from a football club, that's fine. But tell your manager that. Go and tell Pep, this is who we're selling tickets to. That's why no one's singing Pep, right? If you don't want that, come up with an idea. Contact the 1894 group. Contact Supporters Clubs group. Don't price everybody out of tickets. Get the right people in the right stand singing. If I go in the Colin Bell stand and stand up singing, they look at me like I got 3 heads. They look at me like I got 3 heads. If you go in any of them upper tiers and sing, you look like you got 3 heads. What? Sit down, sit down. There's got to be a balance. At the end of the day, we're a football club. We're a football team. We've got the best team in the world, right? And people take it for granted. There's games in a season where you need your fans, the 12th man, to get you over the line. Real Madrid at home, Bayern Munich at home, Liverpool at home last season, derby days. The fans all play a part. Half 12 kickoffs are shit. I get that. Big Dave wants 3 pints of beer and a full English to get himself going. I get that. But come on. Last 10 minutes against Liverpool. 1-1. Let's get behind the boys. Let's do our job. The players are doing their job. They need a lift. But I just feel that there's a problem there. We've seen that bloke come out today and say he sold his ticket back. Man City have never sent me as many fucking text messages on my phone to sell my ticket to the ticket exchange in my life. It's like almost like they're trying to bully me to sell me ticket to the ticket exchange so they can sell it for £300. Do you know what I mean? And that's wrong. And I get we've got to have corporate, and I get it. But, you know, it's a football stadium for football fans, and you're alienating people. They're making the match day experience good for them with 400 quid to spend in the Tunnel Club and the souvenir shop. But them who's been going years, and the amount of people that want to get in that South Stand and have a sing-song and they can't get in there. Liverpool at home, sales criteria for me must be you have at least attended 10 games at the Etihad over the last 2 seasons. Instantly filters out 90% of the I'm going Man City, I'm going Trafford Centre, I'm going to have my picture took with Moonchester, I'm having a chicken balti pie, and I'm filming it on the fucking iPad all game. Them dickheads are gone. Yeah, they're gone. And that's my opinion. This isn't the club's opinion, it's my opinion. Instantly then, you get fans that want to go in there against Liverpool, they know the history, they know the rivalry, we get behind the team. The 1894 group is trying its best, but I don't know what's going on there. It's like a cloak and dagger group. How do you join it? How do you get involved? How do you make a suggestion? You know, I know people involved in it, but I don't know what the fuck what's happening. Draping one flag down from a stand doesn't make an atmosphere. Am I right?
Yep, I agree.
And it's like, but then people say, "Oh, you're hating." I'm not hating. I'm not hating. If you support Man City and you go to the ground to support Man City, not film the game on your iPad, send it back to all your mates, and fucking stand there taking pictures of Liverpool fans celebrating, because that goes on. You know, I know we're a big club now. I know we've got the best team in the world, and I know we've got Erling Haaland, and I know you're going to attract these people. Have a section for them people, in my opinion. Man United stick them right up in the North Stand, out the way, sell them £500 packages and have the pants down. Don't have them in the South Stand. Don't have them against Real Madrid when the proper fans are trying to get there. They've been going Europe all season. They can't get a ticket because they put it on open membership the day before. And Liverpool fans was in our end. Yeah? Liverpool fans was in our end again because the ticket system's a joke. So
I saw that. They got their head slapped off and Hughes as well.
Get Guardiola. If he wants a meeting with the supporters, get Soriano, get Pep, get whoever's doing the ticketing system, get the 1894, get the Kevin Parker Supporters Club, myself and whoever. We go in a room, we sit there and we sort it out. Done. None of this, I want the fans and giving it all that shit, making everyone look like stupid. We sort it out. Get the block sorted out. If there's 200, 300, 1894 members, get them all in there. If they want to take fucking drums, take drums. I don't care if you take a drum. I don't care. If someone wants to bang a drum, go and bang a drum. Doesn't make us tin pot, because the way that was at the weekend, that was tin pot. Liverpool at home, your manager of the treble winners, your best manager in history, having to tell you to sing. Pathetic, man.
I'm not really asked about match day experiences. I get you want to have a certain level of modern to your setup and that kind of thing, but I'd sacrifice the disco lights. I'd sacrifice all that kind of crap for a proper atmosphere.
The PA system's too loud, you. The PA's booming, talking bollocks, right? And the atmosphere doesn't build up. And then they need to, on the screens in the ground, they need, in that South Stand or wherever, it needs to come on. 10 minutes to kick off. Take your seats. And then there should be a mailing list from the 1894 to all them that want to sing. Right, on Saturday, we're going to get in there 15 minutes early. We're going to get the tunes going before the game, bounce it all up. Just get your beers, finish them early, get in there. Get that DJ in the South Stand. Tell him what's going on. He can announce it. Everybody, we want to get in the stadium now. We're going to build the sphere up. That's all it takes. Everyone swigs the beer, goes in. They've got to work together, but they don't. I've seen tourists in that South Stand, who are proper into it, though. Getting behind the team. They're living the dream. They're the kind of guys I want. They're the ones I want in the South Stand, the ones who are helping the team. But them ones that are sat there with iPads and all that, we've all seen it. It's a piss take, man.
Yeah, I mean, from where I was sitting when I saw it happen, I saw Pep turn around and make that gesture towards the kind of tunnel club section, and it pissed a few people off. Do you know what I mean? As much as we love Pep Guardiola, it pissed a few people off because, as you know, the South Stand is where the kind of hardcore go. It's kind of where the noise comes from, and I sympathise with those people in the South Stand because they were trying, they were really trying for large parts of that game to get the place going, but it just wasn't happening. So when Pep makes that gesture, it makes world football think Pep is insinuating that at the whole Etihad, at the people, at the hardcores, at
Yeah,
everybody. When it's just not the case, though, is it? Because I think you and I both know. I sit in the South Stand every week. It's popping every single week.
I know. And Pep's right. Listen, Pep's consistent. At Old Trafford, he praised the fans. They were brilliant. I get that. And I'm not having a go at the fans. I'm not. I'm just saying, what is the answer? What do we need to do as a football club? What do we need to do as fans? We're really lucky that we support this football club where we can all talk and we don't hate each other. So let's all talk about it. If anyone's got any ideas what we can do, bring the ideas up to the club. Tell me the ideas. I will tell them when I'm there. They don't listen to me. People think, oh, Steve, you do a bit of work for the club. I do a bit of work. I'm a freelance. Don't work. The club don't. I'm not contracted to the club. I'm a fan. That's why I'm on here now saying it how it is. Calling Pep for doing that and saying to Soriano, make your mind up. You know what I mean? If that costs me a fucking match day live in the studio, so be it. I'm not bothered. Do you know what I mean? But I love the football club and I love the fans. And you're putting unnecessary pressure on people like me and you who are online getting bare shit as if the stadium's crap. Every other game, the stadium's brilliant. One game, it's flat. Bang, they're on our case. And that's what I'm saying. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know if they're pricing the people out of the games. I don't know if people are like, we've won the treble now. We've completed it. I'm only going to a certain amount of games. I don't know. Honestly don't know what they're going to fill this new third tier with, because it's not going to be a singing blue wall like we all thought it was going to be. It's not going to be like that. The hotel's attached to behind it. It's going to be walk out your hotel, 5-course meal, straight into the lovely seating and watch the game. But, you know, for me, you should have match going history if you want to go in that South Stand. If you want to go in the South Stand or that corner where they all ballooning near the away fans, you've got to have match going history, in my opinion. That's one of the things I would suggest.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the criteria to get into these big games for even during the treble season was quite poor. I don't know. Do you remember the Real Madrid ticket situation? They opened it up to match day members with no previous experience. So all you had to do was buy a match day membership, and you could go to our Champions League semi-final at home to Real Madrid.
Exactly. And
It blows
I
my
called
mind.
that out, and the people said, "Oh, it wasn't helpful." Well, I'm sorry, it was wrong. I blow smoke up this club's arse all the time, telling everyone in the world how good it is, and it is. But if it drops a bollock, the first person to tell them they've dropped a bollock is me. And sometimes the truth hurts, but we got to sort it out. You can't have the best manager on the planet who's just guided us to a treble against Liverpool. If it was Bournemouth at home and he wanted a bit more oomph, I get it. People can't be asked. They think City should roll them. It's Liverpool at home. They're going to be our title contenders. I know for a fact that Pep mentioned privately that he thought if the fans got on the case of Liverpool in the last 10 minutes, we'd have won the game. That's what he thought. And that's what he need. That's what he was getting at.
I mean, I was at all the big games last season at home in the Etihad, and the place was absolutely. I mean, Liverpool at home, the 4-1 last year, bouncing. Arsenal 4-1, bouncing. United 6-3, bouncing. Bayern Munich, all absolutely hot. I don't know what's different, what's changed over the summer. That means these big games now aren't getting the same level of
Look
bite. I
there,
mean,
look at that. So we've hit the highest revenue ever in international fans have done their job with jerseys, tickets, sales, merchandise. What else do they have to do? They have to fucking sing, mate. They have to come to the stadium and support the team on the pitch, sing the songs, get behind them, not buy a shirt. Buying £300 worth of shit out of the souvenir shop is not going to make us win the game against Liverpool. But if you get in the ground early and get behind the team with all the fans, do the Poznan and sing Blue Moon and make it intimidating, that's doing your job. Not buying a fucking alarm clock with Moonchester on it because it's on the fucking sale or an advent calendar. So don't talk shit on here. They've done the job. They haven't done the job. They've come for a day out. They've bought a load of shit in the shop and they've sat there and filmed it on their iPad. That is not a supporter to me. A supporter supports the team. Yeah, get behind the team. I'd rather have Dave down the road who's not got a pot to piss in, yeah, and don't spend a quid in the stadium, but he gets behind the fans 100% for 90 minutes. I'm sorry, That if you want to be that corporate, go in the Tunnel Club. If you want to spend your dough, go and sit in there and eat what you want. But when the manager is embarrassing us, having to ask us to sing, I'm sorry, then people who buying shit out the shop, that ain't the answer. That's not the answer. That's fair.
It's the way football's going, though, isn't it? It's the way football's going. Just corporate, commercial, try and make as much money as you possibly can off the back of your success. It was kind of to be expected when we won the treble, but it's just sad reality because City as a club and as a fan base have always actually got quite a lot of praise for, or people who actually know will give a lot of praise to City for their noise and for their dedicated fan base. But it's changing all the time. I mean, when I was in Old Trafford, you were there obviously a couple of weeks ago. There was lads beside me who they openly admitted they paid £500 for a ticket and it was their first ever game. Like, is that normal? I don't think so.
But they don't. But if it's the first ever game and they were excited and we turned around and they were all singing and getting behind the team,
this guy who spoke to me had an iPad the size of my fucking forearm and he was videoing himself for the whole thing.
Exactly. What? This is what I'm saying. This is what City need to realise. This is what's killing it. Not the real fans. You know, I get fans moaning about the ticket prices and all that, and it is getting ridiculous. And I do feel for people. I've bought tickets myself. Yeah, I bought tickets myself and gave them to people on my followers, people that I know have never been who want to go. But the proper fans are genuine. You know what I mean? I've done that to help people out, but I don't know what the answer is. The club just can't forget about. If everything's going well on and off the pitch, last season, the fans off the pitch and the team on it were together and we went rolling and we stormed everything and we won everything. It was brilliant. It was the best season ever off the pitch. This season, whether you've got people outpriced, might not have the money, maybe they think they've seen it all, don't like this, don't like that. We can't have that because that's when everyone starts rumbling and falling out with each other. What we need is now the club, Pep, whoever, to pull together and let's make some positive steps to make it, you know, how we want to make it. If the tourist fans want to come. Well, support the team, please. You know, that's what we're there. If you're a Manchester City fan, support the team. You know, try and sing. If you stand up in the calling bell and someone tells you to sit down, then that's on them. Do you know what I mean? We need to tell the club this. You know, we need to do that. It's going to be a problem, man. But all I've had all shit all weekend is, your manager thinks you're shit. Your manager said this. Your manager said that. And you're like, wow. And don't anyone needs an excuse to kick Man City right now. So, do you know what I mean? But we've definitely got to come to some sort of meeting or summit and work it out because, you know, I'll speak out on it, but will everyone else? Everybody goes, oh, yeah, we know what you're saying, Steve, but there's nobody else talking about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree. It is massively embarrassing when Pep does that because it just brings unnecessary heat on us. But I think our pricing is genuinely an issue. I really do. I don't know about you, but you know, I've had my season ticket 7, 8, 9 years now, and the price of the season ticket has gone up every single year without fail. And I complained about it in the summer just gone that my season ticket is now £700 or £800, whatever it was, and my first ever one costed £200-300, and people saying, "Oh, stop acting spoiled! You're getting to watch the treble winners. You're getting to watch Erling Haaland and that kind of thing."
The Premier League financial fair play rules is you can only spend on a percentage of your turnover. City are under pressure now to make money. We've got to make money, so everything's got to go up. You go to Arsenal, it's £2,000 for a season ticket. You go to City, it's £800. It's turnover based, so that's why they're trying to exploit every revenue, corporate and all that. I get it, but we don't want to slip into that money-making machine where we lose sight of the real fans, the supporters, the roots of Manchester, the people that can afford it. That, you know what I mean? There's got to be something in place to help fans that want to go that can't afford it. There's got to be something in place to do it. There's got to be a way to do it because the tickets are slipping and going in the wrong hands. You know what I mean? I've seen it. There was people wanted to go Istanbul, Champions League final, couldn't get there. I spoke to a guy from a supporters club I'm not going to name who told me they haven't had a supporters club meeting ever. They've registered a supporters club and they got 12 tickets for Istanbul. Tell me how that's right. Tell me how that's right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You yourself, I told you at the time I couldn't afford to go to Istanbul myself, but yeah, it's a difficult situation, man. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to, like you say yourself, get a meeting of some sort together and talk it out. But I'm not equipped to to offer any solutions. I just go and I
But
experience it.
I've spoke to the 1894 group, right, and it's all cloak and dagger for me, right? I don't know who's involved in it, really. I don't know who's organised it. How does anybody join it? They must be. If I said now, if you want to join the 1894 group and get to the ground early and help with flags, banners, and all that, they'd have 100, 200 members overnight, because there's a lot of young lads who'd rather go and help that than go in the pub, right? So you want to save money at the match, go and help the 1894 set it up. Go and put flags on seats, banners on seats, go and sort out a TIFO or whatever. But nobody's doing that. The 1894 group is about 10 people that organise it, and they're running the bollocks off. But it seems to be a closed shop. Why is it not open shop? Why is it not, you pay £30 a season, you get a little card, you can come in the ground early, you can sort all the displays out, you can spread it on your social media, you can, I've got a big platform. If they want 1894 want to take over my platform and spread out what they're going to do at match day, fine. I'm sure City Extra would help. Right, on match day, we're getting in early, we're doing this. We all want to go wear black. We're all going to wear black, and we're going to do a display, which is going to be an Argentinian one for our Argentinian players, or we're going to do a Norwegian theme for Erling Haaland. Something. It's better than nothing. Something. At least we're trying. They take the piss out of Crystal Palace, but a fair play to them. They turn up every week. They're doing little things. They're getting behind the team. They haven't got the resources that we have. You know what I mean? We should be doing that. We don't have to be this big six monster that's just turning over fat millions because people are flying in from Saudi Arabia and buying boxes for 50 grand. We should do something where the local people, the City fans for years, have done a big display, what we're proud of, something that means good to Gorton St. Mark's badge, or something from Oasis lyrics, or something like that, but massive, that we've done. A bit like the "We'll Follow You Everywhere," which was mint. Do something like that, but I don't know how it's going to be done, but it needs to change, in my opinion, and quick.
So you got to say fair play to the Ashburton Army at the Emirates. At least they're trying. You know what I mean? They're trying to get that sort of culture going. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's a frustrating one. Listen, we'll park that conversation there for the minute. I'll read these two super chats we have, and then we'll move it on. Mohammed here says, with the 4.99, big up Mohammed. He says Pep is clearly trying to force Alvarez in the team. Lewis, Foden, and Rodri is clearly our best midfield. Lewis, Foden, and Rodri. With KDB injured, what do you think, guys? Would you play Rico Lewis in midfield?
He needs to come in and play at some point. Yeah, I think there's certain games where, against lesser opposition where he can do the job, but he just needs to be built slowly. You know what I mean? I definitely want to put him in there against Liverpool.
No. I think you have to be careful with these young players and overexposing them to the big stages and putting too much pressure on them when they're not ready for it. He did it with Phil Foden. You got to phase them in properly and just trust Pep knows what he's doing. Linny as well with the 5 months says absolutely spot on, Steve. I think that is regarding your opinions on the atmosphere situation. I share them, of course, as well. I'm going to play a quick ad. It's from our paid partnership with BetterHelp, obviously a mental health organization providing therapists for who feels they may need one, or for people to offer to friends who may need one. It's a company that's very close to us here at City Extra. Obviously, we all know people who struggle with mental health. We've all lost people to issues with mental health. So take a look at this, and if it helps you or you think it might help someone, please do pass it on.
Is something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals? Regardless, whether you have a clinical mental health issue like depression or anxiety, or if you're just a human like each and every one of us going through a hard time, therapy can give you the tools to approach life in a very different way. That's why we're excited to tell you all about BetterHelp. We're on a mission to make therapy accessible, an important mission as finding a therapist can be so hard. BetterHelp is a platform that makes finding a therapist easy, because online, remote, and by just filling out a few questions, BetterHelp can match you to a credentialed therapist in as little as a few days. You can find a link to BetterHelp in the description. Clicking that link helps not only support everything we do at City Extra, but also gets you 10% off your first month at BetterHelp, so you can connect with a therapist and see if it helps you out. And because finding a therapist is like dating, if you don't like your therapist, which is a common thing, some people just don't get on, then you can easily switch to a new one at no additional cost. So if you're struggling, consider online therapy with BetterHelp. Click the link in the description or visit betterhelp.com/cityextra. Thank you again, BetterHelp, for supporting this stream.
There you go, people. BetterHelp, a fantastic organization. If you feel it may help you or help someone you know, please do pass it on. And there's a good discount there for you when you use code CityExtra. Big up BetterHelp for the paid partnership. I feel it's only right that we give Erling Haaland a bit of praise, Steve. He's the fastest player to ever hit 50 goals in the Premier League, the fastest player to ever hit 50 goals in Bundesliga, and the fastest player to ever hit 30 goals in the Champions League. That's not half bad for someone who only scores tap-ins.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it? You know what I mean? Listen, it's just jealousy with a lot of fans, isn't it? They're quick to criticise him. Do you know what I mean? I've had to that Garnacho goal yesterday. I've seen it about 7 million times today on every TV channel. Fair enough, it's a good goal. The guy's not done shit since he's played for United. He'll dine off that goal. It's like Machado. Remember him when he played for United? He scored that goal against Villa. He dined off it for years. So when he's at Real Sociedad in like 18 months, they'll keep
you
playing.
Think that's what's going to happen to him? Yeah.
Yeah. And to be fair, Real Sociedad are not bad, so I'd say someone like Osasuna or someone like that. But nah, man. But Erling, mate, as soon as Erling has a game, he hasn't scored. It's the end of the world, isn't it? Oh, he's crap. Him. He's this. He's got the wrong club and all that. But listen, what he's achieved at Man City in 18 months is unbelievable, beyond unbelievable. Do you know what I mean? You know, to come in, break all these records. You can't play with this number 9 in the Premier League. He's not this. He's not good at laying it off. He's not good at all this. So he's good at scoring goals, and that's all that matters. He was bought to score goals, so he's doing his job at the end of the day, and he earned it. You know, he could have had a couple more at weekend. Yeah, long may it continue, mate. His agent keeps saying shit about Real Madrid and that, but listen, I know privately from people he's been speaking to that he's over the moon with this club and the way they're treating him and the way he's playing his football, and he absolutely adores everything about the place, and City are looking after him so well.
Yeah, I always say it that City do a fantastic job at keeping their biggest assets happy. You know, keeping your Haalands, keeping your De Bruynes and Silva's, Agueros, and all these kind of guys who were tempted to move away loads of times when they're at Man City. City always find a way to keep that player happy and want to stay and not give them a reason to leave. Like the kind of situation, like why would you go somewhere else when you have absolutely everything you want here? And I've no doubt that City will pull out every stop to do the exact same for Erling Haaland, but he's just amazing, man. He's just a pleasure to watch. He gets you excited to get in the tram to go to the stadium. He's a real superstar. But yeah, I just wanted to give a quick mention to Erling Haaland. Big up to him. Puneet here with the super chat. Big up, Puneet. I can't afford to go Etihad from India yet, but one day we'll see you there, Steve. Steve's always there. You go to the Etihad, he's there, knocking about.
Mate, I'm there. And listen, I'm not calling international fans. I'm calling international fans that go and buy a ticket and stand and film it on the iPad. They're the ones I'm calling out. If that's any of them in the comments and you're getting upset, then yeah, it's you. That's what I'm calling you out for, that, because that is bullshit. We don't need that. If you're an international supporter of Manchester City and you do your bit and you're getting involved in the online community and all that and everything's positive, brilliant. That's what we want. We're all together. I'm just calling out when the manager stands up and calls the atmosphere and calls the fans, then I'm just clearly stating that it's not all fans. You know, there's a lot of fans in that stadium week in, week out who are giving their all, and they shouldn't be given the same amount of shit off the manager as the ones that are turning up with the iPad bigger than UZ. You know what I mean? So, you know what I'm saying?
No, I know, you know.
32-inch iPad in the south stand. You know what I mean?
No, I know you're not calling that international. Sure, listen, I'm technically an international fan as well. I live here in Dublin, even though I go every week, but I'm still there, home and away when I can, and I support the team. And listen, I've met some fantastic international fans. Like I remember in Wembley for the FA Cup final there in May, there was some kid from it was like Latvia or Lithuania or something, and he was the maddest fucker you've ever seen, jumping about, making noise, standing on chairs, giving it the big one to the United fans. Like that's basically all Steve's saying. He wants, if you're going to come to the ground, international or national, doesn't matter. Just get behind the team and make your noise. That's kind of the premise of it. So,
and you know, there's no more in the City community that does more for international fans than me.
Oh yeah.
Whether it's a birthday message, can you send me a shirt, Steve? Can you get me a ticket, Steve? Can you meet me, Steve? Can you come out your way, Steve, and do this? Yeah, no problem. I'll do that for anyone. All I'm saying is, it frustrates me when the manager's calling out the fans. We need to sort it out. There's different levels of fans, we know that. But if you ever went to the Etihad and you had these fans in front of you filming all game, it is fucking annoying. Selfie sticks, Real Madrid. selfie sticks. Someone nearly wrapped the selfie stick round his head. And it's like, you know, and then you're getting banned from the Etihad for it. So we don't want to do things like that, people. But there should be a bin at the front. Anyone with an iPad, put your fucking bin, your iPad in a bin at the front of the stand until after the game, and then go and get it and go home. Simple as that.
Yeah, up the iPad blues, man. Up the iPad blues. Action says Hugh's a Glory Hunter International fan as well. That's me, man. I'm a Glory Hunter International fan. Happy.
He's there every week, cheering with the boys, getting pissed. He's been through every moment possible. He's on flights. He's committed. He goes home and away, and he don't own an iPad. So fair play to him.
Nah, I don't have an iPad, thankfully. But yeah, listen, big up for the super chat, Punit. Hopefully you can get the Etihad someday. And as long as you show your support there, Big Steve will get a photo with you. Maybe one of those toasties as well, Steve. One of those ones you're always banging on about. Did you get one?
Oh yeah, the cheese toasties from outside the ground now. They're good in that little stand. I had to get in the stadium, but City gave me some food. It was weird, mate. It was weird, man.
What's the experience like up in that studio? I've never seen anything like it.
To be honest, well, it was mad because I got in the studio and I was with Charlie Adam, who big up Charlie Adam, who's brilliant, by the way. He's a under 21 manager at Burnley, so I was having a good chat with him. You just got to go through your notes and the Opta stats and that in case they ask you questions. And then they took me down to the blue carpet because they wanted to interview me on the blue carpet where the thing was. Didn't agree to that, but I done it. And then went back up in the box. But I'm too animated. If anyone in the box who was near that box at weekend, all you could see was handprints on the glass. It was like me, a caged animal trying to get out.
Like a caged animal.
To get some woman in with a window lean to clean the window because it was just my grubby handprints all over the window, going mad at people and that. But it was a good experience and that. And like you say, it's for the City fans on City TV. But it's not better than the South Stand. It's not better than the South Stand.
Nah, the South Stand's the best, man. I used to sit in my old season ticket for Pep's first few years was Colin Bell level 1, block 122. And if I stood up there, I'd have people behind me telling me to sit down. And I was like, nah, I need to get over to the South Stand. So I relocated. But yeah, cool experience though for you, man, to even get to experience that and see what it's like at the top level of City media. So big up you, man. Smashing it.
You get looked after. It's a bit weird in the box and that, but no, it's good. I enjoy what I do with FG on away days when we go early and we do our pre-match on the pitch and you're on the pitch so you see the players warming up, you can smell the grass and then you go in the away end, watch the game and then you come back out after do full time. That's me, that. I love that. It's a dream job, man. You know what I mean? It's a job. Don't tell City, but I'd do it for free. But if they want to give me a few quid, I'm happy days with it. You know what I mean? But anyway, anything they give me money-wise just gets spent on them anyway. Shirts and tickets. But no, it was good, but we got to bounce back now. We got Leipzig tomorrow, a chance to give a few a run out, and then Tottenham at weekend. You know, they didn't have a good game yesterday against Villa, so they'll be itching. But we need to just put it right. You know what I mean? 2 tough games coming up.
Yeah, I think the Leipzig one's a good one. Obviously, we've already qualified, but you still want to put in a decent performance and get a win under your belt. And then the Tottenham game, they're there for the taking right now. Tottenham, do you know what I mean? They're kind of missing all their best players. I know they've been a bit of a bogey team for us, but we really should be looking to win that game and put in a good performance. But it all remains to be seen. Here's a nice message. You and FG are elite. We need to get FG on one of these Big Steve show, Steve.
He'll come on. He said he'll come on. He did a preview with me the other day. He said he'll come on. We need to get a few ex-players. I'm going to ask Kevin Orlock and that. Will he come on and maybe try and get Andy Morrison or someone on and we'll have a chat with him. But people are busy, aren't they? And it is what it is. You know what it's like now, coming up to Christmas.
Yeah, people, if you want to see FG, Andy Morrison, any of the ex-players, at them. Let them know Big Steve's looking for you on the Big Steve show. Is there anything else you want to go over, Steve, regarding the Liverpool game?
No, I just think it's another one of them. We took it on the chin. We're a little bit disappointed. We move. We've got Leipzig now to bounce back and then Tottenham. If we can get to the Villa game, if we can beat Villa and Tottenham, come out of this mad run, Chelsea, Liverpool, Villa, Tottenham, with 8 points, not been beat, couple of draws, I think we'll be all right. We just got to keep doing what we're doing and stick around that top 3 zone at the minute. Get to Christmas and keep on the heels.
massive few weeks ahead. And then, of course, there'll be the reintroduction of Kevin De Bruyne. I think it'll feel like a new signing, getting Kevin De Bruyne back. So I think you're right. Staying around that kind of area of the table until then, till the business end, and when it clicks into gear, hopefully we're good and good to go, or good and ready to go. But I think we'll wrap it up there, people. Just about 50 minutes gone there. Been an absolute pleasure speaking to all of you as always. I never even said it throughout the show, but make sure you do hit a like on the stream. It massively helps us here. And thank you for 84K, by the way. We've just hit 84,000 subscribers. So the next big one is 85,000. Make sure you go over to @BigSteveMCFC on YouTube and subscribe to him over there. Check out his latest video. I watched it. Very good video. Talks about some of the topics we did today and a few other bits too. So make sure to go and check that out. And we'll see you next Monday for the next Big Steve show at 6 p.m. Monday, hopefully after a win versus Spurs and Leipzig. And everyone will be feeling a bit better about themselves. Good night and God bless, people. In a bit.
Bye.